There's also some news. Also some really, really exciting news. This is the news that got my dick hard. Again, apologies for those of you who got kids and stuff around. But this is the news that got my dick hard. This is the news that got my dick hard. Carlos Baleba, the midfield fucking phenom over there at Brighton, maybe is getting linked to our club. There's a possibility that United are interested in Carlos Baleba. This came out of the blue. Nobody knew this. There was a bit of a campaign with some United fans on Twitter, basically throwing his name out there saying we need to sign Baleba, we need to sign Baleba. But it was never something you heard concrete. And he has definitely been one of the most impressive players I've seen last season playing for Brighton. Brighton have also always been good in terms of their scouting. But in terms of a midfield player, in terms of that ability to play number 6, ability to play number 8, ability to play number 10 even, he has the complete package. He kind of reminds me of like a Paul Pogba regen, right? But maybe with a bit more defensive discipline, maybe a little bit more physical. Maybe he doesn't have the extensive passing range, but can shoot, can pass, can tackle, can head, hold position. Brilliant player. And if anything, when I see him play, Carlos Baleba reminds me of the profile of player that Erik ten Hag wanted when he was aggressively going after Frankie de Jong. Because in that system, he wanted a player that can kind of carry the ball through different phases of play. Right? Carry the ball from basically the back all the way to the front. Relieve the pressure. Screen defenders and shit. Act as an extra man if the other team is kind of attacking on a counter attack. And he probably does. And of course, he's kind of had baller performances against us in the league as well. So I was always kind of happy. I was always kind of looking at him as a player that I would love. But I never really, paid much attention to it or kind of imagined it because, I didn't want to get my heart broken. And now suddenly we're being linked to him. And the noises coming out from his camp is that he's interested in the move. But Brighton have set a 104 million asking price for him, which I think makes sense. Considering his potential, he's at 21 or something. Considering his profile, considering his skill set, considering the fact that he's a proven Premier League player, by the way. That's the main thing. Proven Premier League player. It's not like you're signing this guy from the Bundesliga, you're not signing this guy from Serie A, you're not signing this guy from the Eredivisie. I think the French League doesn't count because I think the French League is probably the best league to sign players from because it's very physical. It's kind of similar to the Premier League in that respect. It's very, very fast paced. But most of the other leagues, we've kind of been burnt by signing some of their best players there because they haven't been able to step up in the Premier League. But Baleba's already shown at his young age that he can play at the Premier League level. He's more than, okay to do that. So you're getting a proven player who's going to slot in straight away and who I personally think, controversial opinion, but I think Carlos Baleba has definitely a higher ceiling than Moises Caicedo. He has a way higher ceiling than Moises Caicedo as a player. I think he has a way higher ceiling than Moises Caicedo. So I think a 104 million asking price with no other club bidding and raising the price, I think makes complete sense. But again, do the club have the money, 104 million? I'm not too sure. I would personally pay it, straight away. We fucking paid 60 million for fucking Mason Mount. And Mason Mount is fucking garbage and useless. We paid 80 million for Harry Maguire. And he's fucking useless for the most part. So I would definitely pay 105 million and upwards for Carlos Baleba because that would definitely change the way I look at the season going forward. Sesko up front, Cunha, playing as one of the number 10s on the wings, and fucking Mbeumo, great. Diego Leon as cover on the left hand side, okay, whatever. I'm okay, I'm not looking for a top 4 finish, but it's going to be maybe a top 10 finish. You get Carlos Baleba to play in midfield, I think we might win the league, especially with no European football. No European football. There's a possibility that we will win the league. That's how giddy I am about this signing. If it happens, if we get Carlos Baleba in that team, it completely changes everything. Now he still has to play alongside the Casemiros. He still has to play alongside the likes of Ugarte. He still has to play alongside the likes of fucking Bruno Fernandes. So the quality around him won't be great. But if we get a player like him in that squad, it changes completely the makeup of that team. So I'm really fucking excited about it. I'm really, really fucking excited about it. And I hope it happens. Again, who knows? But I hope it fucking happens. I hope it fucking happens.